from Junaid Khan, who's conceded 54, I think it is, from his 8 so far. That's 46 overs gone. Northants 242 for 6.
Josh Cobb's 5th maximum now, and it's now his second highest score. So he's now only got to get past the 137 he made for Leicestershire back in 2012 when he was bursting onto the scene, and that great couple of years where
51 for 6. Cobb on to 138.
Yeah, this innings keenly appreciated, I'm sure, by the Northants balcony. Career best here for Cobb. He'll be getting the drinks in either later today or later in the week when they gather in the bar. Still keep the old traditions going here at Northants. Career best effort. You get the drinks in. He's played well. He could have been run out earlier on. Called through for a single that was never there really by Ben Curran, but survived. Hasn't given a chance. Played the mist a couple of times early on, but hasn't given a chance. Been a fine effort, a welcome return to form for him. His form has been poor really in the Royal London Cup so far.
And he was a bit twitchy early on. You could tell he was a man out of form, but he stuck it out through those early overs. And it was difficult going against the likes of Amir and Junaid Khan early up with the new ball. Junaid Khan continuing now to Hutton. Full and driven down towards long on for a single. It's interesting to see how many sort of full-length Yorker deliveries these days are dispatched by the batsman, because, you know, in years gone by, Yorker was a good delivery. Nowadays, the batsmen rocking onto their back foot, well inside the crease, batting deep in their crease, clearing their front foot out of the way. It could almost be a bad delivery at times. As Junaid comes into Cobb this time, who drives this away to deep cover for another single.
I still think a good Yorker is the best delivery of the death. If a fella's going to get down on one knee and paddle sweep you over the keeper, I think you've just got to put your hands up and say well bowled.
You do see a lot more slower balls bowled towards the death now, rather than the traditional Yorkers. Junaid comes in to Hutton this time. Again full and driven down the ground towards long off for another single. 3 Yorkers to start this over, this 48th over of the innings from Junaid Khan. He's been expensive today, 62 runs conceded midway through his 9th over. Cobb back on strike to Junaid, again full and just squeezed out into the offside for another single. Good bowling so far in this over from Junaid Khan. 4 Yorkers, 4 singles. Cobb moves on to 140 with that. Junaid in once again to Hutton this time, who flicks that down towards fine leg. He moved over to the offside. Junaid Khan followed him, but Hutton getting the ball on the full and just flicking it round the corner, beating the short fine leg fielder and all the way along the ground for 4 runs.
Delicate touch from Hutton.
Absolutely.
He's a big fella, he can strike a good ball, but showing a different side of his game there. Very nicely steered away.
And he moves on to 21. So Josh Cobb has had some very good support from the lower order batsmen here. Tom Sole with 22, and now Brett Hutton, 21. When Sole made his way to the crease, it looked as though the innings could have been over very quickly, as Junaid comes in, this time a full toss And a play and a miss outside the off stump to finish off that 48th over. Northants 259 for 6. Very good knock indeed from Hutton. Good support for Cobb, as I mentioned. So 2 overs remaining in this Northants innings. 259 the total.
Well, at least they've got something on the board here. It looked they could fade away for a very paltry total, but Josh Cobb has just made the Pakistani bowlers work here, and they will have something to work with in the second innings as well.
I think if they have a good couple of overs here, get up to 275, 280 even, I think that'll be fairly competitive. Amir comes in to Cobb, who drives uppishly towards mid-off. One bounce to the fielder, Ahmad Wasim there. It's a dot ball.
Yeah, Worcestershire put up this exact total. Sorry, 254 they made on Friday, and it was in where Northants made a complete Horlicks of the chase. On this same wicket, Northants made 358 the match before.
Yeah, again full outside the off stump to Cobb, who leaves it alone.
It's a few times now he's let balls go across him that he thinks are going to be wide, but Amir has got them just inside the guideline every time. It's been excellent stuff.
Yeah, and Cobb stuck in his crease, just a slight shimmy towards the leg side as well, so Amir making sure he gets it out of reach of the batsman. As he comes into Cobb once again, another full delivery, squeezed out to the on the offside boundary for a single. This is where Mohammed Amir and Junaid Khan can be so good, but can also be very inconsistent when it comes to death bowling. On their day, as good as anyone in the world, and I suppose that sums up Pakistani cricket really. Can beat the best of the best on their day. As Amir comes in, another full delivery, straight to extra run.
Yeah, there's plenty of firepower in this squad, isn't there? Like you say, it's just a case of it all coming together at the same time. And with the World Cup as it is, long group stage, everyone plays everybody in the 10-team format, with the top 4 qualifying for the semi-finals. There is a chance to, and if you do start slowly, a chance to get yourself together and progress.
Here comes Amir again outside the off stump, and a wild play and a miss from Brett Hutton there, looking for a lofted over the offside. He was hopping around on one foot, and in the end a play and a miss. I think he was expecting a fuller delivery there. That one just short of a length from Mohammed Amir. Amir into Hutton once again. This one is full and outside the off stump and will be signalled wide. He's dragging it a bit too wide this time, Amir.
Bit of noise from that party across from us now as well, down by the Wilson stand. Some young Pakistani supporters over there.
.261 for 6 now, Northants. Into the 49th over, 1 ball remaining in it. Amir into Hutton, full and driven down towards mid-off, and they jog through for a single. So Hutton retains strike for the final over. It's been a valiant effort after a nightmare start for Northants today, losing Richard Levy off the very first ball of the match, dragging one onto his stumps from Mohammed Amir. And a slight recovery through Ben Curran and Josh Cobb. Once Curran went for 23. There was a slight fumble in the middle order, but Josh Cobb has held it all together. 141 not out. Northants captain today as well, Cobb. Brett Hutton has batted well at the other end as well so far for his unbeaten 22. 1 over remaining in the innings. Can they get up and beyond the 270?
They've done well. No significant score lower down the card, but just a couple of contributions. Thurston and Sol have stuck around with Cobb for long enough.
In comes Junaid Khan to Hutton, who slays this out towards cow corner. It's going to beat the fielders, bounce into the ropes. It was a low full toss, and it was just stand and deliver from Brett Hutton. Another boundary to him. He moves on. Northants 2-6-6 for 6.
Can never understand why they'd never put the fieldsman out at cow corner. Tail end batsman is just going to swing from the hip here, and the most likely area he's going to hit into is going to be directly at cow corner. They do have a deep mid wicket out there, but it's going to go. Tractor, as that a couple of balls I've done now. Leave the man there.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few play through that region from Brett Hutton, and still the gap between the fielders there as Junaid comes in to Hutton once again, and again pulled into the leg side, this time a shorter delivery towards deep mid wicket for a single. So Josh Cobb back onto strike. 4 balls remaining in the innings. Northants 267 for 6. Josh Cobb 141 not out. Shout of 6 and a 4 Cobby from the crowd.
I think he's after 4 sixes, to be honest.
Well, he'd love dearly, I think, to get up to the 150 mark. First time he would have done that in list day cricket. In comes Junaid to Cobb, who gives himself some room and plays this beautifully over the third man. 4 runs, 1 bounce into the rope. There's no third man fielder. There's a short third man inside the circle, and a backward point in the ring as well. Played it beautifully over the heads of those two, and 1 bounce into the rope. So he moves on to 145 does Cobb, and that is the 270 up. 271 for 6. 3 balls remaining still in this Northants innings.
I'm not entirely sure what the bowler's trying to do here, because, well, I think they are going to send the third man back now, are they? Well, deep square's going back now, and mid wicket's coming up. Is third man going to go back? They need 1 more in the circle here. Is Flegg going to come up? He is. So this is a better field. Well, no, I was about to say it was a better field for fuller bowling, but with mid wicket up, I don't think it is. You saw there full delivery, it's just sliced away. No one at home at third man. Well, I'm not entirely sure what the plan is here.
Junaid round the wicket this time to Cobb, full and outside the off stump, and played to the third man fielder for a single, and that is a no ball signalled as well. So overstepping once again Junaid Khan. He's done it a couple of times today when he's changed from over to round the wicket, not getting his run up quite right, and it's an unnecessary free hit from a Pakistan point of view. Very welcome if you're a Northants supporter.
Quite a few no balls in this innings.
Free hit signalled.
Could do with just sharpening out. I suppose it is early days in the tour, but you do feel the Pakistanis are going to have to just sharpen. Really competitive later in the summer. It's the 5th no ball they've sent down.
Here comes Junaid round the wicket for this free hit into Hutton, full and driven towards mid off, and it's going to be a dot ball for the free hit, so he got away with that one. And
I'd like to, it would take a while to check, but I'd like to see what's become of all the free hits today, because they've either gone short and gone sailing through with balls around head height, or very full there, just plunked away towards mid off. But I doubt many runs have been scored from the free hits that Northants have had.
And in comes Junaid to Hutton, back around the wicket again full. Well bowled. Good Yorker length there, just dug out by Hutton.
Yeah, and it's much better field now as well, because you know he's going to bowl very full with the long on out and deep mid wicket out to just save that Hoik leg side. And if Hutton does get a bit of an edge, there's protection back at third man and long leg as well, and deep cover is that. So now there's a bit more of a plan about this field.
Junaid into Hutton again, who gives himself a lot of room down the leg side. He was almost off the strip there, and lets it go through to the keeper. And that is the end of the Northants innings. And a good effort in the end from Northants, 273 for 6. Josh Cobb top scoring by a very long way indeed, 146 not out for him. Brett Hutton finishes unbeaten on 27. It's been a bowling performance from the Pakistani bowlers. Certainly early on it was some very good stuff from the likes of Mohammed Amir and Junaid Khan opening up the bowling, but they took a bit of tap later on in the inning. 9 overs, 1 for 41. Junaid Khan conceding 79 from his quota of overs. Mohammed Hasnain bowled pretty well, 1 for 30 from his 7. Imad Wasim 1 for 38 from his 9. Yasir Shah 1 for 61 from his 10, and Harris Sahel just the 5 overs for him, 1 for 18 as well. Josh Cobb, as I mentioned, 146 not out off 145 balls in the end, really upped the scoring rate towards the end of his innings. 6 sixes and 12 boundaries for him, by far the best performer there. Ben Curran made a decent contribution at the top of the order, 23, Thurston with 25, Sol 22, and Brett Hutton an unbeaten 27 from 30 deliveries at the end as well. So I think off the very first ball of the match, Northants will be pretty pleased with their effort in the end. 273 for 6. Pakistan will need 274 for victory when they get their reply underway in a little while. But for now, during this lunch interval, we can hear the World Service Programme Stumped, which continued their countdown to the World Cup by looking back at some of its best matches. This week, the 1983 World Cup final, where the overcame the mighty West Indies to lift the trophy for the first time. It was one of the biggest shocks in the tournament's history and is widely seen as the match that ignited India's love affair with cricket. India batted first and were bowled out for just a green-tinged wicket at Lord's. What happened next is written into Indian folklore. Here's one of their heroes from that day, Roger Binney. Hi. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, 35 minutes, yeah? That's fine. All right, thanks very much. Cheers.
This match will resume at 3:15. A reminder please for spectators not to step onto the playing area during the interval or during play. Thank you.